What is happiness? How can you achieve happiness? How can you really be happy as an individual? Happiness is at the core of human life, and everyone's goal is to be happy. But my question to you is this: what is happiness? What does it mean for you to be happy? What will it take for you to have a happy life? Is it buying your new car? Is it buying a new house? Is it marrying? Is it taking care of your children? Is it starting your business? What is happiness? What really makes you happy? On the podcast today, I want to share with you the 6 myths of happiness. There are a couple of things that people think are what will make them happy, but these actually end up making their life miserable. So my question is, what is happiness? In a simple language, happiness is a state of mind. That is, it is the state of mind in which one has a fulfilling and satisfying feeling that his or her heart is at rest. So happiness is a state of mind. But what does it take to be happy? Many people think and have ideas about what will make them happy. But let's discuss this in a little bit details and find out what really gives true happiness. In my opinion, there are a couple of indicators that will help you to really achieve happiness, and that is what I want to share with you on the podcast today. Number 1, materialism to show others you have arrived or you are successful when that is killing you. This is one of the reasons why many people do not become happy in life. They buy things just to show others that they are successful when in reality that thing is killing them. There are people who are driving cars. Yes, everybody sees you. You are driving that expensive car, but when you park the car to buy fuel, you are crying. Anytime you hear fuel prices are going up, you are crying. Anytime there is something small on your car and you have to take it to the mechanic to fix for you, you are crying. Why? Because it's taking the blood out of you. It is actually taking all your resources. That is the cause of unhappiness in the life of many people. So my question to you is this: do you buy things because you want to show others you have arrived, or you buy things because they give you true meaning of life? Because you see, we live in a world where people cannot be content. We live in a world where everybody is trying to show off. We live in a world where, especially because of social media, everybody wants to show that this is the life they are living. And there are a lot of so-called celebrities or popular people who would just go rent a car, take pictures with the car, and then post on social media just to let people know, yeah, they have arrived. But in reality, they don't have anything to show. In reality, they are bleeding. In reality, they don't even have money to pay their rent. In reality, somebody who is ordinary somewhere is living a happier life than they are living. So my question to you is this: do you buy things because they truly fulfill you, or you buy them because you want to show others that you are also successful? So for instance, you have a car, and all your friends are buying cars. So you also decided to buy a car. But the car that you have, anytime you are filling the tank, you are crying. Anytime you are filling the tank, you are crying. But you want everybody to know this is the car I'm driving. No, it will kill you. Why not buy a cheaper car? Why not buy an alternative vehicle which the fuel price will be okay for you, which can still get you to go where you are going? Oh, all my friends are driving this car, so me too, I need to drive a car. This is foolishness. All your money is going into the car. When you take your salary, fuel prices taking everything. Some of you are living in certain places, living in certain communities, but it is above your pay grade. So every time you are bleeding, every time you are begging, every time you have to do some skirmishes, do something mischievous before you can achieve your goals, before you can build, before you can continue, before you can live. Because you are living above your pay grade, not because you are really happy of where you are living, but because you just want to show your friends, you just want to show other people that you have arrived. Listen, if you want to have true happiness, you need to drop the materiality challenge. I'm not saying cars are not great, they are great. I'm not saying material issues are not great, they are great. I love my watch. It's a caveman watch, I love it, and I bought it, and it is linked to a certain project that I executed, something that I accomplished. So I bought this watch to remind me. So anytime I put it on, it gives me that dream, it gives me that inspiration, and it keeps my adrenaline up to keep pushing, to keep going. It's not to show off to anybody that I'm wearing a watch. No, it's to make me happy. So you have to find out in your life the things that you have. Whatever thing it is that you have, why do you have them? Some of you are even going to school, doing some courses, not because of yourself, but you want to just show others of what you have. That is not true happiness. True happiness is a state of mind. True happiness is where your heart is at rest. But if you have something, but your heart is not at rest, that is not you. That means you're trying to just show people. That means you are trying to portray to people and make others feel inferior, when in reality, you are dying. The second myth of happiness is inferiority complex. Now, the reason why many people buy things to show off, to let other people know they have arrived, when in reality they are dying, is because of inferiority complex. There are a lot of people who don't believe in themselves. There are a lot of people who don't feel they are enough. There are a lot of people who are not confident of themselves. So they think the car they drive will add to their value. They think the clothing they wear will add to their value. They think that the phone they will use will add to their value. They think that living in a certain community will add to their value. Yes, these things may add to your value, but true happiness is knowing about yourself and knowing your self-worth. And self-worth is priceless. You cannot say, yes, you want to show that you are okay because then you go and buy a car. No, you must believe in yourself first. Even if you are poor, even if you're not driving your dream car, even if you're not living in your dream community, you have to have the confidence in yourself that you are valuable, that you stand out. If you meet with your friends and everybody is driving a certain car and you are driving some other low price car, confidence is knowing the value of yourself and understanding that this is where I am, but I will not be here forever. But I'm confident of myself that in the next 5-10 years, I will be able to get to where I am going. And when I get there, I will become happy. Inferiority complex kills people. So many people are unhappy in life because they feel inferior. Because tell me, why will somebody go rent a car? Why will somebody go rent a dress? Why will somebody go rent a place and then go for a photo shoot, stand by the car and take pictures to post on social media for likes, when the car is not for them? And they are not doing this for business, for branding or whatever the heck. It's inferiority complex. Because why do you have to show others that you have a car when you don't have a car? What point are you trying to prove? You have to be confident of yourself. You have to be confident in your own skin. Whatever it is you have, when you put it on, you have to be confident in that. I don't need to wear a Tom Ford suit to feel great. I feel great in whatever I wear because I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know my value. I know my self-worth. So no matter what I'm wearing, if I'm wearing a suit, if I'm wearing a watch, whatever it is, wherever I stand, I know who I am. You cannot make me feel inferior. No, you cannot make me feel inferior because I know who I am. Do you know who you are? Many of you are not happy because you don't know who you are. Many of you are not happy because you don't value yourself. Many of you are not happy because you are not seeing what God has made you to be and what you can achieve. Inferiority complex makes a lot of people not to be happy in life. So my question to you is this: do you feel inferior? It's a mindset that you have to get rid of. Because if you feel inferior, if you have the inferiority complex, nothing will be okay for you. You will make a lot of decisions that you are not supposed to make. You will marry people you are not supposed to marry. You will buy things you are not supposed to buy. You will pursue courses you are not supposed to pursue. You will be around people you are not supposed to be with. You will try to do things that you are not supposed to do. Inferiority complex makes a lot of people unhappy. So my question to you is this: do you feel inferior of yourself, or you know your self-worth? If you are somebody who feels inferior of yourself, may I suggest to you, you have to change that mindset. You have to change that perspective, because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If you feel inferior, you are going to be inferior. If you feel inferior, you will try to do things to compensate for that inferiority complex, but you cannot compensate for it, because the way you feel, your state of mind, and your self-worth is what is going to drive everything, and that is where your true happiness is. Because if you know your self-worth, then you will not go outside to do anything to please people or to portray any image other than the image of your true self. The third reason why many people are unhappy is the spirit of unforgiveness. There are many people whose life has become miserable, who don't sleep well, who cannot live comfortable life, who don't eat well, because they are not willing to let go. Listen, this is planet Earth. Someone is going to hurt you. Whether you like it or not, someone is going to disappoint you. Listen, if you have not been disappointed before, if nobody has caused you pain before, be prepared, because it is coming. Whether you like it or not, someone will cause you pain. Human beings are like that. People will do things that you don't think they would do. People will do things that will let you say, why this? You will help people and they will turn out to stab you at the back, but you have to let it go. You have to learn to forgive. You see, unforgiveness is like drinking a poison and expecting someone else to die. Because you take the poison, but you sit down and say, you will die. No. When you have unforgiveness, when you're not willing to let go, it kills you. It hurts you. You are the one struggling, because the person that you don't want to forgive, they are living their life. They don't care about you. The person who caused you the pain, they are enjoying their life. You are seeing them exploring life, but here you are. When you see them, you are angry. When you hear about them, you are angry. When you are there and you remember what you did for them, you are angry. Listen, my friend, you have to be able to forgive. I know that is hard, because if this is somebody that you have really helped, this is somebody that you assisted, this is somebody that you thought you're going to build a future with, then all of a sudden the person does something that is unthinkable. The person walks away. The person stabs you at the back. It hurts, I understand, but you have to let it go. How long are you going to hold on this? Because unforgiveness prevents you to open your heart, and especially in relationship. So that is why many people, when they have, bad relationship, they have bad experience from previous relationship, they conclude and say that, oh, okay, all men are the same, all women are the same. Why? Because they are still carrying that hurt. And when the next person comes into their life, they are not willing to give themselves of 100%. Why? Because of the pain they went through in the past. Why? Because they are afraid that when they give themselves fully, they will be disappointed again. Listen, in life, you need to learn to let go and start anew. People will break your heart. People will disappoint you. People will do things you don't think they are supposed to do. But this is the planet Earth. It's part of the ecosystem. It makes the world move around. Because you see, there are some people who must become successful because of you. There are some people whose life must be transformed because of you. And the reason God brought you in their life is because you are supposed to give them something and then they move on with their life. But you thought that I'm giving this to this person. I'm sacrificing for this person so that we enjoy together. But in the scheme of things of God, that's not what it's supposed to be sometimes. And it hurts. It hurts. But you have to let go. Like somebody would say, yes, this lady, I met her. She was nobody. I took her to school. I took her to the university. I paid for her fees, first degree, master's. She is dead. I thought we're going to marry. We're going to be together. Then she says, I can't be with you. That is not fair. That is not right. But what are you going to do? Kill yourself? Kill her? What would you do? Because killing yourself will not change it. Killing her will not change it. Sitting down in pain will not change it. What will change it is to rise above the pain and say, yes, I am hurt, but I forgive you. And I'm going to go on with my life. I'm going to live my life because I have more life to live. And I'm still going to love people. I'm still going to help people. And I know it will turn out to be good. And for the most part, like I say, we are the cause of the pains that we have. 99.9% of the problems you have, it's because of you. Like the example I gave in the relationship situation. You are a gentleman taking care of a lady. The lady has finished her first degree. She has done her master's. But you are still who you are. You have not upgraded yourself. You have not developed yourself. You are still where you are. You're still doing what you are doing. Listen, the status dynamic will not work. Love is not feelings. Okay, that is the mistake some of you do. If you're taking care of a lady, paying a tuition fee for her to go to the university, to do her master's, to do her PhD, you have to be equally upgrading your skills. You have to be equally become valuable as an individual. But if you put your life on hold and try to help that person to go ahead because you think that when they finish, they will come and love you, 99.9% of the time they will finish and the status dynamic doesn't work and they have to let you go. And you're the cause of it. But you won't accept it because that makes you weak. You won't accept it because it feels great to blame others for our problems. But the key thing is this. You need to learn to forgive. I know this is hard, but you have to let it go. You cannot do anything about it. If you want to be happy, if you want to truly be happy, if you want to sleep well, if you want to eat well, some of you even lack taste because you are so hurtful, like you are feeling the pain and nothing is going on in your life, right? But my recommendation to you is this. Learn to forgive. Learn to let it go. You can let it go. Maybe you're sitting there and saying, Nhyira, this is painful. I can't forget about it. You can do it. You can let it go. It's all in your head. You have to be able to start affirming to yourself that I'll let it go, that it is going. Then you have to replace that pain with another thing that makes you happy. You need to dream again. You need to be inspired again. You need to go out again. You need to give yourself a chance again. You need to give yourself an opportunity. Don't let one person end your entire life. There is a lot you can do in life. There is a lot God has called you to do. There is a lot God has called you to fulfill in this world. Don't let the behavior of just one person end what God has called you to do as an individual. If you want to truly be happy, learn to forgive others. Because whether you like it or not, people will step on your toes. Whether you like it or not, people will hurt you. Just like how you are also going to be hurting people. And that is how you have true happiness. The fifth myth of happiness is unrealistic expectation from others. And this is linked with where the unforgiveness comes in. People have unrealistic expectations. Listen, yes, you may have some expectations of others, but the fact that you have some expectation of others does not mean that will come to pass. Because many people are unhappy because of disappointment. Disappointment is simply unmet expectations. The reason why you are disappointed is because you thought you're going to have AB, but you ended up with YZ. You thought you are going to have this experience, but you ended up having another experience. That is why you're disappointed. My recommendation is don't have unrealistic expectations of other people. Be realistic. I am not saying don't hold people accountable. I am not saying don't expect things from people, but be realistic with your expectations. Maybe, like I said, you are thinking that, okay, this business owner, you are helping them to help make sure their business grows. Yes, the business grows, they are making money, but you are not being taken care of. You are not paid more. What are you going to do? Remain unhappy? Curse yourself? No. Move on and live your life. I have been in that environment before, where I was working, and every time I was promised that, hey, everything is going to be well, and I was working, money is coming in because I can see money coming in, but I get just peanuts. And anytime I try to ask, they say, oh, you are too young, take it easy, everything is going to be fine. I decided, I'm like, go to hell. I have to leave this environment because I cannot be in a toxic environment and be unhappy. I left that environment and boom, I pursue my goal because I cannot allow myself to be destroyed by one person's foolishness at the expense of my happiness and my life, because I have a life to live. I have a family to take care of. I have a community to impact. I have people whose life depend on me. I believe that God has called me for a higher purpose other than what somebody would do for me. What are your expectations of others? Make it realistic. When people don't do what you expect them to do, it's okay. Maybe you attended the wedding of your friends. Maybe something happened to your partner and you supported them. And your mind is, when you are in the same situation, they should come through for you. Maybe someone was in trouble and you assisted them. And your thinking was, okay, I'm assisting them because when I'm also in trouble, they will come and assist me. Then the thing happens, but they don't come true for you. You share it with them and they just rub it aside and continue with another conversation. You're going to feel disappointed. You are going to really feel hurt, but you have to let it go, because true happiness is understanding that the fact that you did something for someone does not mean they are under obligation to do that same thing for you all the time. Because listen, it was comfortable for you. That is why you did it. Maybe the time that you are asking them to come true for you, they themselves, they are in a deep mess. Because most of the time, many people reach conclusion without asking why. So you thought somebody would do something for you. The person did not do it. Then you become angry. Then you start insulting the person. Then you say, I won't talk to this person again. But you have to first speak to them. Why? If you can listen, if you can sit down and talk to them and listen to their side of the story, you will realize that they were also in some deep problem. It wasn't intentional. They really would have helped you, but they were also dealing with their own demons. And they needed deliverance at that time that you wanted them to come true for you. Listen, this is life. The fact that you see people smiling, you see people laughing, you see people rejoicing, does not mean everything is perfect in their life. Because remember, there are things people are dealing with that they can't share with you. Because if they share it with you, you will die instantly. If they share it with you, you cannot handle it. So they are just keeping it by themselves and they are trusting God. They are working on themselves to make sure that they deal with that issue. But here you are expecting them to come true for you when they are dealing with their own demons. Listen, my friends, if you want to be happy, understand that this is life. If you want to be happy, understand and have realistic expectations. If you want to be happy, make sure that you put yourself in the position where you have less disappointment in life, which means expect things from people, but be realistic. If they come true, hallelujah. If they don't come true, we still thank God and continue with your life. Don't allow what people do or do not do for you to influence your happiness. You want true happiness? Make sure that you have realistic expectation of other people and don't feel disappointed when people don't come true for you, because sometimes they are dealing with their own demons. The fifth reason, or the fifth myth of happiness, what causes people not to be happy, is the job or the career path that people choose, which is contrary to their personality. This is the question I want to ask you now. Are you truly happy in the job that you are? When you wake up and you have to dress to work, are you happy? When you are in the vehicle, driving, or in a public transport to work, are you happy? When you get to the workplace, how do you feel? Are you really happy? For most of you, you are working in jobs not because you want to work there, but because you want the paycheck. And so that is where you hear people making dumb statements like, I can't kill myself for this company. Even if you work and you sacrifice, the company becomes successful and the owners will just be the ones enjoying the money and they will sideline you. Are you truly happy? If money was not a problem, would you be working in the company you are working in? Answer that question. Are you truly happy? Because most of you, your nightmare is your job. Your nightmare is your career. And the reason why you are still working in that job, because it probably pays you more. And the reason you are working in that job because of the status that the job has added to your life, and you want to make people feel that, yeah, you have arrived, because of inferiority complex. Because you want to show off to others. You want to buy cars that you don't need. You want to live in houses that you don't need. You want to use mobile phones and have other things that are not necessary. But that is the job that will provide the financing. So although you are killing yourself, you don't feel happy, you are stressed, you're still going to go there. Now, I am not by this saying resign from your work, because hey, the bills have to be paid. But my question is, are you truly happy? Do you love what you are doing? Because you see, success and true happiness is doing something you love and being paid for it. Doing something you love and being paid for it. If you love what you are doing and you are being paid for it, that is the greatest feeling to have. But if you're doing something, you don't love it, but you just have to do it because that is how you get the bills paid, then really you're going to kill yourself. Then really you cannot give off your best self. Then really you will not be truly happy as an individual. So my question to you is this: are you happy in your job? Are you happy in your career? Are you happy in what you're doing? When you wake up every morning, do you feel inspired to go to work, or you feel depressed? When you wake up every day, does it look like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or you are like, if something new comes, I will jump on it. Answer that question and make that decision. If truly you want to be happy, then you have to find out. You see, sometimes it's not about the title. It's not about the status. Sometimes it's about what really makes you happy. There are some of you, because of your work, throughout the week, you never see your children. You never see them smiling, because you will leave the house when they are still asleep, and then you will come home when they are asleep. So throughout the week, you don't see them, you don't talk to them, you don't spend time with them. It's through the weekends that you're able to talk to them. I'm not saying that is right, that is wrong. Everybody and their life path. I'm not saying that is right or that is wrong. But does that make your life happy? Do you feel good as a parent? Are you okay? Because if you sit down and you feel guilty, if you sit down and you don't feel good about it, that, I'm working this hard because I really want to take care of my children and I want to really spend time with my children, but here I am, the same job is not making me spend time with my children, then you have to find out what is important, what really makes you happy. Like I said, I'm not saying resign from your work. We are just having a dialogue about what truly makes you happy. So that is why someone would decide to take a lower paying job, live in a moderate community, so that they will be able to spend a lot of time with their children and impact the children so that they will have a better future. It's about decision. And so another example would be, okay, instead of the two of us, husband and wife, the two of us going to work every day and having a nanny or someone else takes care of the children, the woman would say, hey, I'm going to stay home. You go out there, be working. Let me be at home, take care of the children, train them, impact them so we have a better life. It's a decision that you have to make with your partner. And sometimes in situations, the man would rather be the one to be in the house, so the woman goes out there and be working so they can have a happy life. What is your definition of happiness? You decide. There is no standard here. Because we live in a world where, I say this always, nobody's life is the status quo. The fact that A is doing something and it is working for them does not mean I am supposed to do it, because no one's life is the status quo to be followed. We are all different. We face different situations. We have different temperaments. We have different goals. We have different mission. We are wired differently. We have different mindsets. Why do you think I should live my life and do my things the way somebody successful is doing it? No. Maybe it's working for them, it won't work for me. Maybe they like it, I hate it. So you have to sit down. What will really make you happy? And that is a decision you have to make. The sixth myth of happiness, which is connected with what I just mentioned, is marrying the inappropriate person. You see, many people are unhappy because of marriage. Marriage is supposed to be a great thing. It's supposed to be a great feeling. But some people's misery is actually because of who they marry. And sometimes, you see, it happens because they don't have any options. There are a couple of things that are here that we need to really interrogate, and I'll get into this pretty later on in another video. But there are people who are not happy in their marriage because they expected something, but when they marry, that was not what they are getting. They thought they were buying something, but when they got home, they realized that they bought a different thing. And so now they are not happy. Maybe they got attracted to the lady because the lady looked great. She had a great shape. And that was all. Let's marry. Oh, you had a great shape. Or maybe they had sex and the sex was good. And so because they had a good sex, and that kind of sex and the experience from the sex, they hadn't experienced that before. Just because of that, they are like, oh, I found my king. Oh, I found my perfect half. And the other stupid and delusional statements that people make about some of this nonsense, and they get married. Then they realize that, holy cow, it's not about sex. We have to deal with this person throughout. So it's not just about sex, because you cannot just have sex throughout. No, you have to live life. You have to pay the bills. You have to work. You have to raise the children. You have to take care of the home. So you realize that, oh, your expectations are different. Your mission is different. Your mindset is different. Your values are different. Money-wise different. Financial intelligence different. Everything is different. But you made a decision to marry because you had a good sex. And now your life is miserable. And for the most part, in this part of the world, divorce is quote-unquote frowned on. Because if you marry and you want to divorce, you go tell your parents, they will say, hey, don't divorce. Keep on praying because, it's just a stage. By the grace of God, everything will be fine, but you are dying. And I'm not by this saying, go divorce your spouse if they don't meet your expectation. I'm not by this saying that. I'm not the one to make that decision for you. But I'm saying that one of the reasons why people are not happy is because when choosing a life partner, they looked at the wrong indicators. Maybe you saw the lady, she had a great shape, and you are like, whoa, I love this shape. Forgetting that shape will not be there forever. Why? Because sometimes when women give birth, their body composition is going to change. I don't want to get more graphic, but their body composition is going to change. Maybe if they were slim, sometimes it's genetic. After giving birth, they put on a lot of weight, and they could go to the gym, they could train and all that, but they have put on weight. But you are a guy, you don't like women who are heavy. That means you're going to be unhappy. So what do? You go outside the marriage and go and chase slim girls? No, you cannot do that, because that is a sin. That is not acceptable. Okay, will you marry another woman? Yeah, that is acceptable, but will your wife be okay? Can you handle the responsibilities that come with marrying two people? You have to decide. It's your decision. But marrying the inappropriate person because of the wrong indicators are the cause of some people's unhappiness. Then the last reason why many people are not happy is because of money. How much is enough? There are many people who are not happy because they don't have a lot of money. Listen, this is my personal experience. Money stops nonsense. 99.9% of the pain you have right now is because you don't have a lot of money. You know, there are a lot of myths about money, like, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. Listen. Before you accept that nonsense, happiness is not sold in any shop. So if you say money doesn't buy happiness, we don't sell happiness, so you can't buy it. So that argument is invalid. Happiness is a feeling. Happiness is a state. Happiness is a moment you have. And money reduces the stress in your life. Money reduces the pain in your life. So in all you're getting, get some money. Because when you have money, there'll be less stress in your life. There are many of you, probably are watching this video and you're thinking about your rent because your rent is about to be due. There are many of you, your phone is faulty and you have to get a new phone. There are many of you, your car is worrying you and you want to get a new car. There are many of you, you cannot afford to take your children to certain schools, so you just take them to an alternative school, but really that is not what you want for them. There are many of you, where you are living with your children, you wouldn't want to live with them. You would want them to have their own rooms, their own things. You are not happy with it, but that is all you have. It's because you don't have money. Get some money, boy. But this is the thing. How much is enough? $1 million Ghana cedi, $1 million, $10 million, $1 billion, it's all left for you. You have to sit down and find out, what is my happy life like? You have to do the analysis yourself. What is my happy life? Maybe your happy life is taking your children to the best schools that you can afford, making sure you provide a good life for them, making sure you are living moderately, and making sure that all the bills are paid when they are supposed to be paid. And so by that, if you make whatever, 100,000 Ghana cedi every year, you'll be okay with it. Or you make 50,000 every year, it'll be okay. We are different. We all have different things that makes us happy. I love being at home, and 99.9% of the things I do it from home, generally, because I don't like commuting. That's my life. And so because of that, I have to design my living space in such a way that I can be productive. I can work. I can just jump on a call and I'll be able to work, and I'll be able to talk to people. I'll be able to close deals. I'll be able to teach. I'll be able to do my things and make the money that I have to make. My happy life is I don't like to do laundry. So I take the things to the laundry. Certainly I do laundry for my underwears, but I take my things to the laundry. I don't like to do laundry. I don't like to iron. So I'll take it somewhere to the laundry for them to do for me. That means I need to pay for that. That's my happy life. My happy life is I don't have time to cook. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of my energy. It is something that will cause me a lot of pain. I wouldn't love the experience. So what do? Get a chef to fix your meals for you. That is my happy life. So we are all different. All I'm saying is you need some money. But the amount of money you need depends on the life that you want to live. Because you see, one of the traps of life is pursuing money so much so that you forget to actually enjoy the experience. Because life is an experience. Every day we are experiencing something, and that is how you be happy. Because some people follow the money, making money without taking time every day to appreciate, to enjoy the moment, to actually feel what they are experiencing as individuals. So you have to be careful. If not, you're going to fall in that trap where you're just following the money, going after the money without actually living life. But the question is, how much money do you need? And the most important thing is, you need some money, my brother. You need some money, my sister. Money stops nonsense. A lot of the nonsense going on in your life, if you have money, they will end. A lot of the pain you have when you go to sleep, if you have some money, probably it will not be there. A lot of the things that you want to achieve in life, you need money to achieve them. How much do you need? It depends on your goal. It depends on your objective. I believe that these are the myths of happiness. If you look at them well and look at the flip side of it and make your own decisions, you can have a happy life. Remember, it is important. Don't buy things because you want to show off. Materialism. It is important you have a good value of yourself. Don't feel inferior, because inferiority complex kills you. Make sure that you forgive others, because whether I like it or not, people are going to disappoint you. For this reason, make sure you have realistic expectation of what you want from people, and also ensure that you choose your career, you choose your job based on your personality and what you are actually excited about. When making marriage decisions, choosing your partner, if you have not already, make sure that you don't just choose because of their appearance, because of where they are now. Make sure you take a holistic approach in choosing who your life partner will be, and most importantly, make sure that you make some money, because that will make your life a little easier than if you don't have any money. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section what other things you would want me to cover on the podcast, but most importantly, let me hear from you in respect of this particular topic. What is true happiness, and how do you become happy as an individual? I'll catch you in the next one.